Welcome to Bloodbath & Beyond. Today we review The Faculty. These 6 students are about to discover their teachers really are from another planet.
Written by screenwriter Kevin Williamson and directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring Famke Janssen, Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood, Jordana Brewster, Clea DuVall, Laura Harris, and Sean Hattasey. This movie's about a high school that's slowly being taken over by body-snatching aliens.
You think aliens have infested our school?
This is an older movie, it's from 1998. There are a lot of things to talk about, so this will be full of spoilers. If you haven't seen it, we highly recommend that you do. And if you want to hear us just talk about everything, then follow us into our likes. The cast is the best thing of this movie because it's really cool nowadays looking back at it. Not only the ones that I just mentioned, like everybody is pretty popular. We had Usher in here, we had a surprise appearance from Jon Stewart, we had Selma Hayek. Of course, Robert Rodriguez already had an established relationship with her from Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know, it's just like a really big mixed bag of just random people. Even like Danny Masterson coming in, Hyde from the 70s show, just looking for some drugs. Shocking.
I think the highlight here is Robert Patrick. He is like the best villain. He nailed it. Like, I absolutely loved him in this film. He just comes off as intimidating. He's someone who you wouldn't want to mess with. He definitely did a fantastic job.
Please report to the principal's office.
But there's just so many people in here. Shooter McGavin just comes, walks on, and is Elijah Wood's dad. And can I add, Elijah Wood, he is brilliant in this film. I love him as like the photographer.
He plays such a nice, innocent boy. I think they're like everybody played their characters to a T, honestly, because we have such a mixed bag of people here. We have like Jordana Brewster as this mega bitch. We have Josh Hartnett as the drug dealer who sells this drug called scat, which is basically just caffeine pills ground up, run through some tubes in his basement, and put into a pen.
My own recipe, guaranteed to jack you up.
We've got Stan, who's the quarterback who wants to give up being known for sports and wants to test his intellect.
You're not good at studying. Stan, you're good at football. You should stick to what you're good at.
We have Stokely, who is the goth girl who doesn't really fit into the whole crowd, and everybody thinks she's a lesbian just because short hair, and back in the 90s, any girl with short hair is automatically a lesbian.
Not a lesbian, all right?
And she has like this secret obsession with Stan, Jordana Brewster's ex. And then we have the innocent girl in Laura Harris playing Mary Beth, who's just like the nicest, sweetest, kindest girl. And well, she's a devil woman.
That's what's really nice about this film is the actual reveal. So this is where we're getting into the spoiler territories, because the big twist at the end is Mary Beth's character was the queen. So the whole time you're trying to figure out who's the queen? Is it someone among us? Is it the principal? Is it the coach? You don't know who it is. At no moment up until the very last shot with her and Stokely sitting on the bleachers, you wouldn't have pegged it. Like, they did a fantastic job holding this until the end. Like, there was nothing other than the fact that you could be like, oh, she's the new girl, so that's what makes her like the queen.
Feel pretty alien myself today. I'm Mary Beth Louise Hutchinson of Atlanta. I'm new here.
No shit.
Put that aside, the reveal was great. And like, looked great too.
Yes, she got very species on us and walked around super naked with the slick back hair.
And we got a really cool practical slug eel monster. We got the CG one, but when they had the practical one, especially like when Elijah has it pinned against the bleachers, like it looked great.
There's a lot going on. This movie moves at like 1,000,000 miles a second, honestly. But they're also at the most chaotic high school I've ever seen. There's people getting in fucking car accidents, a bunch of assholes just beating kids up, people running through halls, smacking each other. There's just like everything that you could think of in this high school. Just like there's shit going on. And then of course there's all of our main characters that are now hooked on scat.
To up the action, we've got a fantastic soundtrack. I was really like pumped up.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was because it was just like nostalgia, because we were just going into high school when this came out. So we can really relate to the characters.
I don't have any friends and I like it that way.
I think really where we relate the most is with poor young Elijah Wood when he gets his phone, CD player, internet, and porno mags taken away.
Even his boob magazine. It's just a magazine that's the title is Boob.
Sorry, pal.
No more flogging the bishop.
It was pretty fun just to like relate to some of the characters, but also just the way everything moved. It was so fast paced because of all this stuff going on. Plus you mix in everybody's turning into like slug people who are basically just infected by this parasite. And then you have some growing tension as our main squad is just kind of roaming around the halls trying to figure out if they're the only ones that are not infected and how they're going to defeat the slug peeps.
We also had really good practical effects here. Though there isn't that much, they did a good job whenever someone would get shot or stabbed.
I think you neglected to mention in the boys' shower when Crazy Woman comes out of nowhere for a nice little jump scare and then her whole fucking scalp just falls off.
Or when Jon Stewart gets his fingers like
Yeah,
sliced.
that looked like Edward Scissorhands with the wax hand, personally.
Actually, the big one was the principal getting stabbed with the pencil.
I was just like, wait, what is going on here? Because at this point, we didn't even know there were slugs or extraterrestrials at all. Obviously, if you look at the poster, it looks like it's sci-fi. But if you go in not even thinking about that, you're just like, oh my God, what is happening?
Can I just say that one of my favorite moments in this film is when Zeke crashes into the bus, because we get to see Famke's stunned body fly in the air. It's just clearly a dummy, but like because of the slow-mo and the explosion, it just looks so great as you see this like doll like hurled through the flames.
And with that, we will hurl ourselves into the dislikes.
I dislike that Usher didn't have a dominant role in this film.
That's true. I expected him to do some dancing.
Come on, he should be breakdancing in the end zone.
Some of the cinematography choices I think were weird. Obviously, this is Robert Rodriguez. He does do a lot of weird things. So everything isn't definitely intentional, and I get that, but it doesn't mean I have to like it either. There's like a couple shots where he does like a weird zoom in where it's just like jump cuts and then like an in-camera zoom out, which was really awkward. Or even like Elijah Wood sitting on like the far bleachers and it zooms in, it does this cross dissolve to make him seem like he's lonely and stuff.
The thing is, it's not consistent. There's always just like something that just feels out of place.
Yeah.
I feel like all my dislikes are the fact that I wanted more from the characters that we didn't get. Like, I want more Jon Stewart. I wanted more Famke. I wanted more Robert Patrick. He was so strong at the beginning of the film, and then at the end, it was just him and the football team chasing Elijah Wood.
I don't think a person should run unless he's being chased.
Being chased.
I just really wanted some like epic showdowns with these like one-off characters, and I feel we didn't get it.
It's because they base everything on like having a queen. And so you kill basically the queen bee and everyone else dies around her. There were a lot of mini boss fights we just didn't have the opportunity to experience.
And like even the part with Delilah's reveal, it would have been more entertaining, I think, if she was like trying to seduce Elijah. Then Elijah becomes more of a hero when he has to like push her away to like go for the greater good instead of get the girl that he loves.
I forgot to mention, there is a lot of sexual tension in this movie.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
Every one of these slug people, I wish we had a better thing to call them because slug people sounds weird, as they look like regular people. Every one of them was looking at each other like we either are about to bang or we just banged. And I feel like this is one of those movies that you could probably look into and find like a lot of sexual undertone, especially like, oh, they like moist people. And they're all fucking eyeing each other up. It's sexually charged. And they even bust out like the knockoff Magnums.
Magnum sized. And they're cherry flavored.
Hold on. Who's sucking dicks with a condom on? I know that like you're supposed to, like, because STDs can be transferred with mouth as well, but like I just don't want a blowjob with a condom on. It probably feels like nothing. I feel like those condoms are always gonna taste like rubber.
And like even like the lubricant that could be on it, like come on. That's not gonna taste good. It's not gonna feel good.
Banana really came out of nowhere and made a big statement. It was a huge surprise just how much I enjoyed this flavor.
I feel like if you're getting flavored condoms, you're only asking for blowjobs. Like you're not gonna use a flavored condom for sex.
I think it depends on what's gonna happen. Does your foreplay also come after banging? It's like, oh, we're gonna bang with this banana flavored condoms. When I eat you out, it tastes like bananas for me.
I don't know if that works.
I feel like that's not gonna be fun for anyone.
This is why it's a dislike. Flavored condoms, Toss to the dislike.
It is worth mentioning, but I don't even probably need to mention it. The CG is sketchy, and it's dated, and it's weird because back in the day, that's just how it was. So you have to recognize that you're not gonna get the same kind of CG we see now. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Revisiting the faculty was fantastic because I remembered next to nothing. I remember Josh Hartnett ripping off a paper cutter arm, and that was it. I didn't know who he attacked or why. So this was basically completely fresh for me. The cast was amazing. They did an excellent job. They overcome their differences and they worked together to take down the baddies, and that was fun. The concept of the body snatchers are cool. All the lore that you would want except for the origin made sense. And the pacing was awesome. Everything just moved so quickly and then slowed down just when it needed to make sure that there were still some tense moments, and it was great. The practical effects were awesome. The creatures were cool. And the only major gripes are things that like I wish we kind of saw more of, but nothing that really takes away from the film. So I would give this 4.5 TMZ if they were smut peddlers in high schools out of 5.
It's Nev Campbell
And Jennifer Love Hewitt, right?
and they're naked.
Full frontal.
I have been wanting to rewatch this film for a long time, and I couldn't be happier after finally doing it, because this movie holds up. And that's something that we don't usually say a lot with revisits of like mid to late 90s films. Sure, the CG was a little dated, but the story was great because it was a good whodunit. We have excellent characters. I thought the acting was great, the pacing was great. It just flew by. We had cool effects when it came to the kills, and I liked our creature. My biggest dislike would have to be that I wanted more mini battles between different characters, and I just felt like maybe this was the issue. There was too many stars that they couldn't give us enough time. But other than that, if you've never seen this movie, I would definitely recommend it. And if you have seen it, it's totally worth the rewatch. So with that being said, I give this film 4.5 Pirate Jon Stewarts out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And we also did a full commentary for this with no spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, you can follow us as we go through the journey of the faculty. Link is in the description. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond.